Yeah, I figured he would have one or two more fights in him. He still looks great, and he's a long life. You know, he's a martial artist. The guy, when the guy's not in training or doesn't have a fight, he's constantly training. He's always bettering himself. I mean, he does different stuff. I know he was into gymnastics for a long time to strengthen, to do some therapeutic and to do something different. But he's a long life martial artist, and I figured he would probably have one or two more fights left. But hey, man, you know, he doesn't have to fight in my eyes to stay the champ. I mean, he will always be the champ and the best of all time in my eyes, especially in the 170 division. I mean, there's nobody that will just overdo him. I don't think.
I'm a huge fan of Georges St-Pierre, but yeah, I was expecting this. There's a lot of talk about him coming back, and then nothing's happened over the years. So yeah, I was definitely I wasn't surprised when they said that he retired.
Yeah, I mean, George is it's funny because you know, I fought on the same cards maybe like over 3 fights. You know what I mean? So I see him prepare for his fight. I was preparing for my fight under, you know, in Montreal, Canada, TriStar. So but when it comes to this business, you know, nobody really knows deeply inside, you know, his circle. I'm not really in his circle, you know. It can be multiple reasons why he retired, you know what I mean? But, you know, God bless him. He was he's a great ambassador. He's a great athlete, and, you know, he's one of the greatest fighters in MMA.
You know, and that wasn't quite a surprise. You know, he's been kind of on that avenue for a while. And you know what? You just do what's best for you. You know, he's been to the top of the division, and he is, you know, a legend for the sport. So, you know, it's, you know, good for him. I'm happy for him, you know. But then again, like, we had Randy Couture, who was retired for how many times? So you never know what can happen. Yeah.
I thought he was already retired. I guess it's just his final goodbye. But you know, I love Georges St-Pierre. I watched him growing up, and you know, I feel like it's a good thing. He's done all he can do in the sport. All he can do at this point is tarnish his name. He can come back and win and then hang it up, and nobody's really going to remember that he came back another time and won. It's like, if he hangs it up, then he doesn't risk tarnishing his legacy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the people that kind of made all of this a thing. So I mean, he's definitely a legend. I wish I would have followed his career a little more than I did, because I'm so young that I never really, you know, back when he was actually fighting in his prime, I didn't really pay attention to it. I'll have to go back and watch a lot more of his stuff because, you know, I mean, kind of history, you know, of our sport. So, but yeah, I mean, he's smart to retire now because, you know, I mean, as great as he is and as great as all of these fighters are, at some point they have to do that. And it's easier to see them do that now than, you know, ending up, you know, fighting too long and getting their head continuously beat in, because, you know, there are the younger fighters that no matter how good you are or how good you were, there's always going to be the younger athletes coming up, and it's going to be more athletic, more physical, whatever. And it's just because of the age. And the sooner that people, even the greats, get out because of the young people in the sport, I think that's a lot smarter. And I respect that a lot more than I do, you know, someone who stays in too long. I mean, yeah, you're tough, and I'm like, that's about it. You're tough. I respect that a lot, but I also want to see someone who's tough and smart, and who can go and take that and do other things with it. You know, I mean, he could potentially go and do other things, but so